Good morning, my students. I'm Ms. Tania Poveda. Welcome to my class. This is Entrepreneurship 2. Remember this, it's very, very important that you have with you your notebook or a folder, a pen or a pencil, so you can take notes. The good thing is that you can pause this video whenever you want to, whenever you need to. So let's start. Well, we've been talking about market research. We already know what market is, and we already know what research is. Do you remember the types of research? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, right? Okay, here we are. So last week, we were talking about desk research. And today, obviously, we're going to continue with field research. But what is a field research? Here we have a definition. I'm going to explain this after reading. Field research is defined as a qualitative, pay attention to this word, qualitative method of data collection that aims to observe, interact, and understand people while they are in a natural environment. It often, I changed the color here so we can make sure that it's not always, it often involves multiple aspects of quantitative research in it. So what's the difference between qualitative and quantitative? I'm not going too deep into this because the class is not about exactly this, but I'm going to tell you something very specific. Basically, qualitative is talking about quality. When we're talking about qualities, we're talking about characteristics. So you explain something. If right now I ask you to describe your house, you are going to use different adjectives. You are going to tell me your house is big or your house is small. Your house is white, your house is green, your house is yellow. It has one main door, maybe two, maybe you have a yard, maybe not. You have a garage for one car, maybe you don't have a garage. So you're giving me a description of your house. You are telling me how your house is. I can ask you something else, like, what do you like about your house? When you're going to tell me something like, I like that I have my own space, or I like that I have a space to have my dog. Or maybe you tell me, actually, I don't like my house. So you are giving me a description. You are telling me reasons why you like it. That is what we call a qualitative method. But I'm going to explain this deeper later. And quantitative is when you talk about quantities. So you can number things. Like if I ask you, how many rooms are there in your house? Maybe you say 2 rooms, 3 rooms. How many windows? How many doors? Or maybe I ask you, like, from 1 to 5, how much do you like your house? So I'm giving you a number, a quantity. Okay? So let's go back to the beginning of this description, of this definition. Field research is defined as a qualitative method. Let's stop there. Qualitative, remember that. You may conduct interviews or observe people from a distance to understand how they behave in a social environment and how they react to situations around them. And I want you to go to this to the right here. Let me see if I can use this. Here, on the right, it says predict, observe, explain. And I include this extra information. What does the market want? So when you analyze the qualitative situation of a market, you can understand why they behave that way. You can understand many things about your market. And here it says predict, observe, and explain. Remember these 3 words because we're going to have, especially with this one, predict, we're going to have some reasons why do we need a research. Okay? Good. So here on the left, I'm going to use this one because I like it very much. Okay. So here it says qualitative research, and we can observe one person observing other person, because remember that when we're talking about market, we're talking about people. So basically this represents an investigator, probably you, probably me, analyzing the market. That's why he's observing carefully how this person is acting or reacting. And let's read here on the right. This method, field research or qualitative research, is not only about what. It's not only about what people think, but also why they think so. Let's go back to the example of the house. We're not talking about only about the house. We're talking about why you like your house or why you don't like it. And it's something very simple example. When we're talking about market or when we're talking about business, we're talking about a lot of other things, products and services for all kind of markets. But this is only the beginning. And here I wrote this. For example, why people visit more one store than others, even they say they sell same products. Let's pause here. So when you go to supermarket, there are two famous supermarkets here in Guayaquil. We have Mi Comisariato and we have Super Maxi. They changed the name of the places like Rio Store or Mega Maxi just because they want to catch attention, because they want to look different, but basically they are the same stores, right? So if I ask you to compare the products they have, can you find the same products or not? Maybe not 100%, but maybe a 90% of products. So you want to buy rice, you want to buy beans, shoes, clothes, vegetables, you can go to any of these stores. But then why do you go to number 1 or to number 2? Maybe because your mom wants to buy there. And when you grow up and when you have your own place, you're going to visit the same place because you are used to that. Maybe because you feel more comfortable in one of those places and not too much comfortable in the other one. Maybe one is closer to your house. Maybe you like the organization in one of these places. So here is when we know why do you visit this store more than the other for different reasons. If right now I have 100 people listening to this question, I'm going to have 100 different answers. Other example is this one. Why they buy always the same brand and do not dare to try a new one? So I'm going to ask you, like, what is your favorite shoes brand? Let's talk about sports. Like when you have to choose a brand for shoes, what do you prefer? Maybe Puma, maybe Nike, maybe Adidas, or maybe you don't care about the brand. That's okay. But maybe you're used to one brand. Maybe you like better Adidas. So the next time you buy shoes, you're going to buy the same brand. Other person is going to buy a different one. And other person, a different one. And we're going to have some people in our market that they're not going to care about the brand. That's okay. But the question here is like, why do you always buy the same brand? So again, if I ask the same question to 100 people, I'm going to have 100 different answers because each person is going to have their own personal reason. Probably we're going to listen like the same reasons between a group of people. That's okay. So you can classify into the most similar answers. So remember this, when we are talking about field research, We're talking about qualitative research, or characteristics, or description, or reasons. So in other words, I want to say like in a short way. In other words, when we are talking about desk research, so here I want to make a review with you and a comparison too. When we are talking about desk research, we're talking about previous studies. I want you to look at the picture here on the right. So you see this guy is probably looking for information in online because he's going to previous studies. Written information. Written information, for example, in books, papers, journals, magazines, online sites, etc. And then you learn new things. But here we're not talking about like, oh, you learn something new. I mean, we're talking about you realize that other people already did an analysis, that other people had information that you needed, or maybe not. The thing is that here you realize where you are right now. Like, let's suppose that this little guy here on the right, he wants to open a business. He wants to sell a product. He wants to create a website. He wants to do something new. He wants to make something new. It can be social or commercial. That doesn't matter. So he wants to know if someone else already did what he wants to. So he goes to previous studies of the market. He's looking for information that he can use, like, okay, let's see if they know my product or my service. Let's analyze, or let's see if people like what I want to sell or what I want to offer. And he's learning, like, oh my God, this is new. I can use this for my business, or no, this is not too good. Okay. And now about field research, the one we are studying today, is mostly about in situ. I wanted to use this technical description here, in situ. It means in the place. In the place. Like the archaeologists, for example, they have to work in situ. They have to discover, to find what there is under earth, under the land. So they go in situ. When you want to analyze the market using a field research, you have to go to the place. You have to go to the market to talk to them. Like here in the picture, we have a group of people, probably the market, and we have here an entrepreneur. So she's probably making questions or presenting a product. We don't know what she's doing, but I'm just guessing. The thing is that she's in situ. She's in the market. She's talking to people, face to face in this case. In a couple of minutes, we're going to see some different types of research. What is going to happen in a field research? You will understand behaviors, because people are going to answer your questions, or you can observe. Remember that we were talking about the environment. So in a field research, you can understand why people behave that way. Why do you go to the same supermarket every time you want to do shopping? And my favorite one ever is going to help you to make decisions. Because what is going to happen after you do all this work? So you go online, you Google things, you go to books and find information. Okay, everything seems like it's going to work. And then you say, yeah, I can open this business. I can do something like this. Or maybe I can combine this product with this service. So you have a great idea, you have a plan, you have your research, and then you go to the market. You go to the market and you talk to people. Hey, what do you think about this? Can you fill this survey? Can you help me with this? Here, you are going to make decisions. What kind of decisions? There are only two possible decisions. green light or red light. What is green light? It means that after the field research, you feel, you know that your business is going to work, you have acceptance from the market, go on, go for it. So yes, you can continue. But the other thing is the red light. So it means stop. Apparently, people don't like your product. Apparently, people don't feel like they need your product. You are spending too much money. So you have to stop. So what is going to happen when you are going to make a decision is that you decide if you continue with your business, with your idea, or no, you better stop. In that case, if you have to stop, the good thing is that you can make changes and make it work. So you can realize, okay, what's wrong with my business? People can tell you, or you can observe. Okay, what's wrong? So you improve it and you try again. And here we go to the big question, why? Why is it important to do a market research? And here, as you can see, I underline, and I'm using capital letters, before starting a business, or I wanted to repeat it, or before launching a new product. So why is it important to do a market research before starting a business or before launching a new product? Okay, why do you think it's that important? So this is our face like, okay, why is Miss Tania talking about the importance of market research so much? Well, this is something that can help you to guess the importance of a market research. This is an aquarium, a picture of an aquarium, and we have like a lot of people wanting to go inside and coming outside. So apparently it's a business that everybody wants to visit. What you can do with a market research, you can measure the reputation of a company among consumers, governmental officials, and the academic community. So if looking at the picture here about the aquarium picture, how do you think the reputation of this company is? It's like a high reputation or it's a low reputation? Apparently it's high, right? We have a lot of people coming in and going out. This is the answer for the question. And right now I want you to take note of this. Please write down this on your folder. I'm going to check folders whenever we go back to school. So the most important thing is that you can make decisions. I already explained this. So after the analysis, after the research, desk and field, you can decide what to do. You continue, you fly high, or you stop, make change. So the picture represents this. If everything is fine, you can go straight, continue, keep your business, or you can stop at a point, maybe here, and make decisions, make something different, go this way or going this way. So making decisions. That's one reason. The order is not important, so you can copy in any order. I'm just telling you which ones I consider the most important ones. So you make decisions. What else? You know what people want. So do you want a bike? Maybe yes, maybe not. But do you need a bike? Maybe not, unless you are a professional biker and you need a new one, then it's different. I'm talking about wants and now needs. So you make decisions, number one, what people want, number two, what people need, number three. And I'm going to talk about this at the same time because it's very important we understand the difference. We may want something, that doesn't mean that we need to. So we want chocolate, but do we need chocolate to live? No, right? Well, I do because I love it very much, but no, not really. The same with new cell phones or new technologies. Maybe right now we need them because it's the new way we're learning. But normally it's like if we have like an average cell phone, an average computer, it's okay. Candies and cakes and milkshakes. Do we need this to live? No. But do we want it? Most of people want it. I do. And let's talk about needs. So the things that you must have to live. What do we need to live? Food, a place, clothes, shoes, water. So when you go to a field research, when you analyze a market, you can distinguish what people need and what people want. Remember that markets are different, so their needs are different too. Let's talk about clothes. We live in the coast, right? How is the weather in the coast? How is Guayaquil? It's a hot place, right? So we don't need a sweater, we don't need a coat, we don't need big boots. We just need like fresh clothes, shirts, pants, sandals. So like that we are comfortable and we are not freezing or we are not burning, we are just okay. But what about if you go to the highlands? What about if you want to climb the Chimborazo mountain? Of course you need other type of clothes because it's a different weather, it's a different activity. So you don't need to wear sandals. You must wear boots, a big coat. So remember, different markets, different needs. What other reason to research? You save time. And this is very important because sometimes we think like, because we have to write a report, because we have to write a survey and analyze information, we are wasting time and you are like, oh, I just need to open my business tomorrow. I want to do it right now. I don't want to waste my time talking to people, observing, and if I already know that people like my product, wait, stop. Stop. It's not like that. Because remember that you are going to find very, very precious information, very important information. What happens if people don't want your product and you didn't do a research? You are going to waste your time selling the product. And which is worse, you're going to waste your money because you're going to invest money and time and your people's time in something that probably the market doesn't want. So 5 reasons why to research. Write down, copy this. 1, making decisions, to know what the market wants, to know what the market needs, to save time and to save money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reasons why to research. You ready to continue? Okay. So I took this example. This is the French cafe. They want to make a market research. They are the only cafe in this main street in Paris, maybe. But suddenly they know that there are other companies wanted to open the same business around. So yeah, they've been here for years, but now they're going to have competitors. Not the French cafe, but maybe the British cafe, the Ecuadorian cafe. So they're kind of concerned what's going on in the future, what is going to happen. So immediately they want to take this, they want to make decisions. We go this way or that way. So I recommend them to do a field research. They can go on questionnaires to their clients. They can make a focus group. with their clients or with possible clients, they can go to Google and check on the information of the competitors. Maybe they want to know what they are going to sell, the prices, etc. Or maybe they only observe why the customers or the clients, why they are going to the new places. Right now, I'm not going into too much into deep. Sorry, I'm not going too much deep into this because we're going to have a whole class about these examples. But I'm going to mention them. The most common methods of market research are, copy this, focus groups. This is a picture that represents focus groups, interviews, surveys, mystery shoppers, product testing and trial. I'm going to explain about this next class. But basically, these are the most common ones when you want to analyze a market. But when you want to do a field research, remember that field means in the place. So you interview directly to the market. Like in this case, focus group, obviously is a group. And we have here the investigator. So she's talking to them. Interviews. This is like a really open questionnaire. On an interview, you can see people's reaction. You can talk to people and you can see their faces, their reactions, if they are lying, if they are telling the truth. Okay, which is very important here, and some of people confuse in the beginning is that when we're talking about interviews, people think that we're talking about job interviews. And no, it's not that, okay? So don't confuse that. Interviews is like, okay, I have a product and I ask someone, can I ask you something? And then you start asking about your product and then you realize what the market wants. Surveys. Right now we have, if you can see on this picture, you can see that it's an online survey, which saves a lot of time. So it's a set of questions, yes, no, or maybe open questions. We will know that about later, next class maybe. Okay, this one is probably new for you, but yes, they exist, mystery shoppers. And sometimes they are probably walking by you in the supermarkets and you have no idea they were there. They are observing. They are trying products. They are buying. Maybe if it's a hotel, they are staying in a room so they can check how the service is, and then they will have their own opinion. Usually owners of business do this so they can know how their employees are dealing with people, how they are selling the products. Usually in very big companies when you have 5,000, 10,000 employees and people don't know the managers. And the other one is product testing and trial. So you see this guy, he's probably trying a new game, maybe a video game. And they want to know how he reacts, what's his opinion about that. I'm guessing, I don't know. Okay, so that's everything for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Next week, we're going to continue with the methods. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye-bye.